So we want to create a text box. So we have input with no closing tag, and we give it an ID of name. It's a suitable ID name, but it can be anything you like. We have it of type text, and we have the values empty as usual, and we have our placeholder first name, and we have a button to submit name when we want to add new names to the array. Chrome, and we have our text box, and we have submit name, and it does nothing right now, so we want to add new names to an array. So first let's declare our array in here. Var name array, we have an empty array in here, and when we click this button we want to add a new name to the array. So we have our onClick event, and we are going to use single quotes because we're going to put JavaScript in here that may use double quotes. Again, this is bad programming practice. We'll show you later how to use functions. But for now, let's think about when we click this button, we want to keep track of the position we add new names to in the array. So we need to declare a counter for the array. So we have a variable here, and we initialize it to 0. And then when we click this button, we want to grab the value that we type in here. We grab it by the document getElementById function, and we have the name ID of the text box, and we get that value here. Whatever value we type in, we grab that value, and then we assign it to the array. This array, which we define down here to be empty array brackets here. And this is the position. So initially it will be at position 0, and we're storing that first name at position 0, and then we will need to increment that counter so that when we click the button again, it will store it at the second location, and then we click in third location, and so on. So we increment it, we add 1 to it, and this will work now. But we need to display the array. So we want to see, let's display the array in a paragraph tag. So let's say we create a paragraph here. We give it an ID of print list. It can be anything you like. And we will get element by ID. Right, we will get that print list element by ID. And we want to edit the inner HTML to be array names are, so this is a string we put, array names are, plus the name array. Now, important to note, when we put the name array by itself, it automatically converts itself to a string, a comma separated list of the names or values in the array as a string. And let's run this, see how it works. So we have the array. Let's enter our first name, Jack. Submit name. Array names are Jack. Let's submit another name, Max. Submit. And we can submit that name more than once. And we see it's working now. And if we can check the array inside the console, name array, and we can display it. And again, we have all the functions available to us. Name array.length. There are 11 elements in the array. What we should note, however, there is an easier or even better way to do this without having an index counter. If you remember from our previous video, we used a special array function called push. So we can actually have name array dot push, and in the brackets we will put this document getElementById, the value. So this is the element we're pushing to the array, and we no longer need the array index counter. And we save that, and then we reload. Let's see how this works now. We add our first name, Sanjay, Sanjay2, and it works as usual. So it's important to know how useful the array functions are. Lastly, I want to show you that this push function actually returns a value. We don't have to store it, but it might be useful. This returns the new length of the array after adding the new element. So we can simply say var numVals equals to that. We declare a new variable and we set it to that. And then we can alert there are now whatever the values are, the number of values, elements in the array. So let's see how that works. Save that, learn in Chrome. And let's add Sanjay. So let's submit. So it says there are now 1 elements in the array. Okay. Submit again. There are now 2 elements in the array. There are now 3 elements in the array, and so on. So that's useful. We didn't have to keep track of counting the number of elements we add to the array. We can get it easily each time we add a new element. It's similar to pop. Pop will return the element it removes from the array, but we don't have to store it. But we can if we need to.